A program for revolutionary change at Local 308. Priority 1. Reform the membership meetings. This is presented by Brother Eric Basir, potential nominee for Local 308 President. What is a membership meeting? It's not what we are made to believe. It's not an officer meeting. It's not a lecture. It's not indoctrination. What a real membership meeting is about. It's the time for the membership to direct their union. All members must be respected by the officers, regardless of hostility or unpleasantness or annoying personalities. Respect must come from those who we pay to serve us. Access for all Local 308 members. Make membership meetings truly democratic and educational. Number 1, all spending and decisions should be done by the members through secret ballots. Voice votes is how things are done nowadays, and these intimidate the members. When you have a secret ballot, it reduces corruption. Number 2, online access to membership meeting with full voting privileges. We have to register every member at Local 308 with an email address. That way, when we use Zoom or whatever platform, we will know that they are indeed a member. And we also have to put in a time limit for submitting the vote. It could be during the meeting, before the meeting, through a agenda that is sent to the member ahead of time. All kinds of options are available, and it will take time to figure out what works best. Number 3, on-demand recordings with live opportunities for voluntary cessation on sensitive topics. We want to improve our virtual membership meetings through using them. So that means we're probably going to make some mistakes, but we'll improve through testing and surveying the members on various platforms. The sensitive topics may be discussing certain grievances, certain issues that members may have with managers or each other. So when these issues are brought up, it must be asked brought up to that speaker, did you want us to pause the recording? And then we would pause it for that moment. We've done this in Chicago Transit Justice Coalition meetings. It does work. Encouraging participation. We have to alternate the locations of the meetings. Membership meetings currently are held on the far south side of Chicago. It's convenient for some, very inconvenient for many. We can do this through many things. Two methods that we should attempt. And the first is to allow the members to choose each location of the membership meetings. So this will make it easier for members who can't normally attend due to travel restrictions. How do we go about doing that? So the second part of that would be using affordable conference rooms at Chicago Public Libraries. We can also, when we do that at the library, we can also have rider-member meetings prior to the meeting where the public can interact with union members and officers. We also should have options for members to allow the public in as a non-voting guest. And we should also bring in guest advocates to present and discuss mutual interests. So why would we have the public as non-voting guests? Well, again, it's up to the members to decide that. But in my experience in organizing, when the public, the ridership knows about our issues, they tend to become advocates for us. They tend to want to join us. They become sympathetic with us. They want to help us get what we need and what we deserve as workers. Because when we have better working conditions, we are actually happier and healthier. And that makes the experience better for the riders. And as far as guest advocates, this would be all part of education. Be part of networking, building with solidarity with others. And such things wouldn't have to be long at all. More on encouraging participation. We must submit reminders for every meeting. I can't tell you how many messages I get, emails or texts or people coming up to me, hey, when's the next meeting? And it's always the same, really. It doesn't change. And sometimes it's the same people asking me. But that's okay. We want people to go to the meetings. So one way to help is to have mass communications. So promoting the time, the location. And to also invite the members to submit agenda topics. Agenda must be a very important part of our membership meetings. The mass communication should also include sending the agenda and posting it online 3 days prior to the membership meeting. And if there's any identifying information, sensitive information, we'll just redact it. And then again, we have to do it on the day of the meeting. People are busy. People are stressed out. They've got a lot on their minds. So as a union president, I have to help make sure that the members are always informed, overly informed, in fact. And this is an important principle in organizing and even marketing if you have a business. You always want your customers, the people you serve, your membership to know that you're still there, you still care, and they are important. And when we don't communicate, people tend to feel they're not important. The third part is stewards. We want stewards to personally invite members. And there is a steward program that is part of a different presentation. And we have to build that steward base. And if the stewards are transporting members or going out of their way to get members to come, they have to be compensated. And we can afford that by cutting the salary of the officers to their classification rate. And if I am nominated and elected as president, I will not be pocketing any excess of my qualified rate in the shop. It's approximately going to be approximately $80-something thousand a year. Currently, the president gets in $145,000, so we can take that difference and compensate the stewards for doing their work to reach out to the members. One of the biggest obstacles to participation is the quorum rule. As president, if at least one member attends in person and or online, the officers present must share all reports, counsel with, and answer all questions from the members. We're not going to do this walking out on people who come. That is effectively collective punishment. The officers, they've been doing this since I have been a member, and it is absolutely egregious, undemocratic, and corrupt conduct. So if there's one person there, I guess the other officers could leave if they want. I will not be doing that. I will not leave. In fact, I won't even leave your presence without your permission. Okay? Because you're paying me to serve you. And I don't want to let you down if I can help it. I will pledge to help the membership lower the quorum to 1 from 25 through the bylaw revision process. And we'll have to debate it. I'm sure people are not going to want that. They're going to want, maybe they'll want more than 25. Maybe they'll want 15. Whatever it is, we've got to change it. But meanwhile, I'm not going to use quorum as an excuse to discourage you and walk out on you like so many presidents do. All meeting minutes and reports will be printed and distributed at the beginning of the meeting, regardless of quorum. You'll have the option to read it, question it, and approve them at your leisure through consensus or secret ballot. We're not going to waste people's time reading all this stuff. We need to get to the business at hand. We need to get to the members' questions, the members' concerns, and organize them to fight back and make a strong union, not to just sit there and listen to people read stuff that may not even be relevant to them. And when we do that, naturally, anything the members want to discuss, they'll have more time for it. And by printing and sharing these things, the members can take it back to work. And they will effectively be officers, effectively be stewards, and sharing that information and getting feedback and organizing with their coworkers. We don't want any secrets. Now, will management get this stuff? We hope not. And we'll ask all who take it, please don't share this with managers. And anyone who does share it with the managers and they get caught, we have a mechanism in our bylaws to deal with that kind of thing. But we cannot use fear of the managers finding out about what goes on in our union as an excuse to keep the members ignorant and unempowered and disenfranchised. Now, once people are at the meeting, how do we encourage them to participate? As it is, members come and they sit in chairs, and people at a table in comfy chairs and a desk and a lectern look down on them. I don't like this at all. This makes it like the union people are bosses. The union officers are the boss. The real boss is the members, not the officers. So we want to make the members feel truly respected and important. Number one, we have a talking stick. No more gavel. Maybe we'll use the gavel as a talking stick. Whatever. Whoever holds it, whoever holds the gavel or the talking stick will speak. And at the beginning of the meeting, we'll call for volunteers for a timekeeper. All right? We'll have a default time of 3 minutes, and more time can be allowed upon a vote to extend. This meeting is going to be the membership meeting, because that's what it's called. It's not the president's meeting. It's not the vice president's meeting. It's not the officer's meeting. It's not the secretary treasurer's meeting. Number two, the study circle. A circle. We will sit in a circle. And when you sit in a circle, what it does is it brings everyone on the same level, where everyone has to look at each other. Everyone faces each other. Everyone's equal. All right? That's what we want. We want equality. And we don't want people physically looking down on people. And then when something gets heated, some officers go and they stand around them and look at them, get ready to drag them out. You know, it's just so hostile. That will not occur in meetings that I chair. If we have members who are pregnant, elderly, injured, need larger seats, we want to make sure they get the fancy chairs. Because as it stands, when you look at our membership meetings, you see the officers, they sit in very comfortable chairs, and the members are sitting in these hard plastic chairs. Until we can afford to buy new chairs, we're going to have lots of hard plastic chairs. But, unless you are an officer with medical issues, we're giving the members the comfortable chairs. Number three, child care. we have to have childcare with activities, snacks, games. Going to have a room for them right there, wherever, next to the room, wherever we have our meeting. Okay? Preferably, I want to have the meetings in a room that's comfortable, not a garage. That garage that we're in, it's gross. It's just gross. And then meanwhile, the officers get to sit in comfy chairs in a nice boardroom and whatnot. Why not the members? Don't they deserve better? And the children could have a room. Let's have people bring their families. If the people can't bring their families, the members can't bring their families, why is it even a union? It's just another job. That doesn't encourage participation. We need to encourage participation. Now, conducting the meetings. Our meetings are so difficult to understand and follow, and boring. Year after year, month after month that I've been there, it is like mental gymnastics sometimes. Robert's rules, all this stuff. It is nothing but an obstacle. It's like another language. It's used to pummel and steamroll and work things against members that officials don't want to deal with. We need to use something called consensus. And we can do this. There's nothing in the bylaws that says we have to use Robert's Rules of Order. Nothing. We need order. It will have order. But you have order when you have respect of the membership. When the leadership respects the membership. Then the membership respects leadership. But really the key is for the leadership to respect the membership. Make these meetings easy. And here in this slide, I explain how consensus works. An idea is brought up by a member. Right there, the meeting starts. It doesn't have to be a motion. I motion for this and I propose this. It's just an idea. They want to make a proposal, a piece of paper. They wrote something. That's fine. But we discuss the idea. And those who hear it and want to say something, they say something. And likely, it will be improved from the input of others. And that's what a union is. And my job as a president will be to help you, the member who brought up the idea, to make your idea better. Not to shoot it down, not to say no, not to say out of order, not to say it won't work, not to say the CTA won't accept it. No. And then I have to take what other members say and help see if you can use that and put it together. And if you disagree with them and they disagree with you, it'll be my job to merge those things, to find the common ground where we fit and develop a general agreement. And from there we test for consensus by stating, okay, well, here's what we have so far. What do you think? And if everyone agrees, I agree. You want to raise your hand? Okay, if everyone agrees, yeah, I'll go with it. That's an agreement. If there's this, we have consensus. If there's dissension and people say, I don't know, I just don't like it, then you can continue the discussion until a more acceptable version is reached. Okay, so you don't like it because of this. So, what do you think about this? Can we do this? All right, how about we take that out and then they may say, okay, all right, fine, I'll go with it, because that's what we want to get to. When we've reached the consensus, or when there's a willingness to accept the current proposal, then we say it's approved. Now, if it still don't have it, then guess what? We have to keep that time limit on that discussion, and then, boom, we have to carry it on to the next meeting. And then those who came up with the ideas, those who were discussing, will prepare for the next membership meeting and say, okay, this is how we're going to word it. And we'll bring it up again. Robert's Rules is always used by business unionists to intimidate members into conformity with these procedures and strange words. Always. I've never seen it used for any good. And if I'm president, it'll end with me. So, in concepts of revolutionary unionism, feedback, dissension, debate is critical. What do you think of this presentation? Wherever you see this posted, maybe you'll see it on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, maybe on some flyer. Give me a call. Post your comments there. Email me. It'd be best to email me because I might miss it if you post a comment. But still post your comments. Debate about it. I want to build solutions for Local 308. I don't want to dictate. And those of you who've worked with me know this for a fact. Those of you who have worked with me in the Justice Coalition know this for a fact. You know, the only time I get upset is when I'm shut down by the leadership. That's the only time. That's the only time I throw a fit. Is when the leadership says, no, you're out of order. That's not this. I'm like, wait, can I bring it up for a vote? No, you're out of order. See, that's unacceptable. You got to let people speak. You got to let people bring things to the floor. You got to let debate go on. So it's not that I want things my way. It's that I want the members to have a say in everything that concerns them. Definitely let me know what you think. Thanks. And I would love for you to learn more about revolutionary unionism. It's very different from business unionism. And we have been using this successfully to help our coworkers practice and believe in their own power. We've been educating coworkers now. It's it's going to be 3 years. We got ChicagoTransitWorker.com, a website. We have a YouTube channel with all the recordings of our meetings, so you can see how we were winging it with virtual meetings. You can see how it's done. You can see protests we've organized, how we keep members informed. We're a volunteer group, of course, so it's not as smooth as it should be. The definition of revolutionary unionism is plain and simple. It's for workers to totally control their own union democratically and organize direct action against the employer to take power from them. Doing so will improve their working conditions, their lives, and their communities. This is the complete opposite of what we experience at ATU Chicago. Okay, if you want to elect a boss, I'm not the one. That's called business unionism. It's a top-down service model with elected bosses and secret meetings between the officials and the employers. In my opinion, it doesn't work. But if that's something you want, I'm definitely not the one you should nominate and vote for. But if you want to really have a say in your union, well, with me as president, you're going to have it. Peace.